I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but in episode 3 of season 4 with Everton, we are still in for a quadruple. Scott McTominay, what a player, but unfortunately couldn't win against Sunderland with a rotated team, and we've just got to get focused back up on the Premier League as no games in hand, 3 points behind Manchester City, 2 points in front of Arsenal, and the rivals, well, it's easy. We've got 11 points on Spurs, should be in the Champions League again. Next season, with a few games I think we should be winning to start off with. Over the Christmas period, heading into January, where A, we can make signings, B, we could potentially lose players, and C, I think we play the FA Cup, and we definitely have to play away at the Parc des Princes. Depending on how far we get as well, we'll be moving past January today, because obviously if we're on for a quad, we need to get games out of the way. I was hoping we get through in the Carabao Cup. Oh no, sorry, we're not in for the quad. I completely forgot we lost to Sunderland, so we're on for a treble if we get it done. As I've essentially lied to you at the start of this video, we've got Aston Villa in 10th up first, who we get a win against, Gardner, and I actually didn't change the team fully up from that cup game we went and played, as Leonardo and Milambo get a 1-1 draw, going on up at the G-Tech, as at Sunderland, or should I say at Newcastle first, then at Sunderland, we pick up 6 points out of 6 there, against the teams from up north, as we are second still, with Spurs up next, they're in 7th. Now 2 points off Manchester City, we've won 14 games, only conceded 17, the same as Arsenal, Chelsea not far behind, and City. Everton though, come on, we have always prided ourselves on our defensive record, with it also being the first, so I do kind of want to play Reading over the big games, and yes, we're going for the Premier League, but we seem to keep on winning games, so why try to hinder it, as I do want to check on the lone boys out. Callahan had a shocker last season when we played him. He's shocking this season. Out on loan, we've got Bruno Corona. We've got Carter Fletcher up by 6. Upakwe's gone up a little bit. We've got 70 rated. Anybody better? Burns doing okay. He could be the next Antony. We now have a 90 rated, and Valisin Antony, I've changed his player face through a different save, simming it, and 79 overall, not very good for him. Almost like he's lost potential not moving on, and 50 million for this window. Where do we actually spend that? Right, I do think we've always got tired centre-backs at the club, and Tim, I don't want to get rid of, but I do think we need 2 rotational centre-backs. So yeah, that's where our 50 million will go after we do sim Tottenham, with multiple bids in for Tim, but bids we can definitely reject. If only I saw Barcelona sooner, maybe I would have let him go, but definitely not letting him go now. Essentially, we've got Champions League football. The only team better than us is Manchester City. It's going to take a huge bid to take someone off our hands. There's a 1-1 draw with Spurs. Just not good enough, is it? So, into the FA Cup we go with a changed team. Hilson, Luca, Irie, Bobby Cummings into the defensive position in the midfield, and then Brasco as Irie. That is a brilliant ball through straight away. Should have had the lead early on. Reading on the back foot, and this is again really weird. Sunlight onto the field of play here. Reading going nowhere near. Irie, who should have scored. Still looking for that first goal, and that was very close. Now Brasco wins his header down into Tom Moss. Mossy running through the wing. There is literally no pressure from any of their players, and that's Luca. 1-0 Everton. 20 minutes on the clock. Reading have been very poor, and we potentially can run riot here as Abataman. I don't know how you say that long name of his, but he came close with a chance there. Tom Moss, it looks like they're literally not sprinting. This is too easy. Reading, what are you doing, my friends? Hilson! That was a waste of 2-0 easily. I mean, Reading just stopped once the ball got past them, with Brasco getting a tackle in. Tom Moss, that was supposed to be a 1-2. It is Luca over the head of the defensive midfielder. Tom Moss running in. He could get his first goal. Goes to the back post. Nobody marking him. Right, this first round of the FA Cup should be rather easy. Irie gets a goal. Maybe I should have hosted a harder team to play. Our DMs, they're just tackling them every time outright. And Luca not being marked. It's 3-0. That is literally after the last goal. Lorenzo Luca, I know that Leonardo's now a 90 overall, but he is trying to play himself into the first 11 permanently if he keeps this up. He can't take a man with a hat-trick out. It's Bobby Cummings late in the game. I'd love a 4-0. Tom Moss, I'd love him to score. Tom Moss, the youth player. Not actually as good as the other youth player, Bobby Cummings, in this game. And Tom Moss gets the back heel. He can just put that into Luca again on a hat-trick. Is the big man. Failing to turn in the box, but that is a big win to hopefully stop a potential banana skin and get us through to the 4th round with ease. I just hope I don't regret it. With Chelsea up next. Managed to get plenty of rest into those centre-backs. We're still a little tired, but should be fine for this next game. It is a 2-0 win at the Bridge. Iliman and Dye with the double. Very surprised to see no bids in for him, apart from one. And that is never happening in a million years. And Dye to Liverpool. 0 chances. I do want to see if we can potentially get a centre-back into the club. An extra head, and I have not built a shortlist. This is going off the whim. I want to check the championship. I want actually an experienced head, because Tim, when he joined the club, didn't have much experience. Charlie Cresswell does at Coventry. However, only of relegation, so maybe the championship isn't the best choice overall. It was for Fatawu, but the Premier League. If there's an old head, like Grealish coming to this team in real life, we could really benefit our younger players by having them a guiding light. And Wesley Fofana, I don't think's good enough for the Blues, so maybe add some experience. Joe Gomez does. We can actually spend a little bit more money. I like the look of Howard Bellis. I like the look of Ezri Konza, you know. Not too expensive at Aston Villa. And I saw Aston Villa was struggling. They're currently 10th. And down lower, maybe, with Newcastle in the relegation zone and Brentford, we could get someone from either of those clubs. Take them from a relegation battle to potentially challenging for the Champions League. And he doesn't cost too much, but one of my favourite players, gives money elsewhere to sign up some contracts with. Well, I was going to say Nathan Collins, but then I do see Sepp van der Berg. Oh, but he's ex-Liverpool. It's a good job I've just remembered that. Can't be signing ex-Liverpool, so Nathan Collins will join as a backup at Everton ahead of the Champions League, which he potentially could play in because we already looked through him. So I am going to change this up right here. We do have 2 right footers. I made that mistake, but it should be okay for now. I'm not overly worried about that change, and we do win. Nathan Collins scoring on his debut, refreshing the team fully for Crystal Palace in 12th. Watch us lose this one. I sensed a loss, but I was wrong. For Tawu, Leonardo and Ndai, harming our defensive record. But the game we have next, it is Paris Saint-Germain, and that is their lineup. They've been busy in the transfer windows. Davis, Lorente, and also Diogo Costa in the goal. There we go. I can't believe this fixture's happening. Their mascot, I never knew it was orange. It's black kit, and I can't believe against navy blue. Maybe it's a tactic from the Everton board, but yeah, I don't really like this. I should have paid a bit more attention. Excited to get into the game, though, with McTominay, Mr. Champions League. Iliman and Dye looks towards the back post. Ferguson wins his header. Fatawu under Costa. It's 1-0 to Everton in the black. You can't really see the intricate designs on the kit from how great it literally is. I didn't know that, but it is 1-0 in the Champions League against Paris. Shock from Everton. With Ferguson winning his header, I can't believe that. And Gardner tries to get the pass through. He doesn't, but he claims it again. Iliman and Dye, he just goes backwards. True fair onto Gardner. We need to get moving with some pace. Iliman and Dye. There was a run through the middle from one player. There's a run through the middle from the other. Surely that's a handball. From us? I meant from Paris. And Ousmane Dembele over the top of Truffet. A Frenchman, he should be used to playing and watching these. As Vitinha in the middle, Ousmane Dembele, João Neves. That is intricate passing. And for me, one of the most criminally underrated players. Yes, I know he's already rated, but João Neves with the goal. He'll never make me hate that man. I think he's wonderful. One of the world's best. The Portugueser, Jared Branthwaite, we need to get going again. We just need to regroup a little bit at half-time. It's not like we're entirely losing our way, but we are playing Paris Saint-Germain. We do need to liven up a little, and Ferguson, liven us up, please. You won that flick on, a very vital flick on for the goal for Fatawu, replacing Tyler Dibling. Finally, the referee gives us a foul. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it short. Leonardo shouldn't be the one taking it, but Fatawu to whip it across. I was going to try and win the header down again and hopefully spark an attack. That's where we beat in Paris with McTominay, Mr. Champions League, into Ferguson himself. Scottish link-up and Vitinha. Oh, my days. How is that a run-on right there, Truffet? You have got to mark your man better, cutting inside. But O'Brien finally, with no fatigue, wins the ball. João Neves, took out by Trufe, is Sadie. So they get the free kick, and we've got to get out to the ball soon. Is Trufe, not Trufe, João Neves. I can't actually keep up. Their passing is so good. It's Ousmane Dembele. Dembele trying to get away from O'Brien, who is literally just shoving him in the back. And Sardella hoofs it away. No panic. And it's actually nice to see such an even game. We don't usually get these. A 1-1 with Paris so far. Davies around the corner, however. Kvicha with the slot blocked. He tried to slot it in behind the defence. And Dembele again, working it towards the edge of the box where they can definitely shoot. But it is João Neves with a double. Late on to kill Everton. Bit extreme for the celebrations. Maybe Paris have struggled in the Champions League this year. However, you wouldn't tell that from the way they've played. They've knocked the ball around, they've had a kick clash, and they've just dragged it away from Branthwaite. Finished kind of centrally though. I'm a little disappointed in Pickford, but saying that he's gone up a rating after playing that game, as we're soon to have 490 overalls. We've got O'Brien, Marcus Leonardo, Pickford, and Gardner. Then Fatawu's not far off. He's still only 24. For some reason, I thought he was really old. Is he the same age as Tyler Dibling? No, he's 2 years older. And how the heck, after they said this man was struggling, has he hit a 90 rated? Right, I was going to take Konza from Aston Villa. I actually wish I would have done now to just weaken them after he's grown. Champions League player now, and a Champions League player we could have used. I'd favour us for winning the whole thing if we had him, as we've got Brighton. And then after that, we've got West Ham, Brentford, Villa themselves, Bournemouth, Leeds and Shrewsbury in the Cup. We should be winning the lot. Manchester City, not for a while. Not many games actually in the month of March. And then in April and May, it gets harder like the start of the year. As Branthwaite and O'Brien back to being tired. Right, we'll rest them in the Shrewsbury game, but maybe we should have rested them now. I mean, it is still a clean sheet, but a draw's a hard one to take. At least we hammer the hammerers leading into the week with Brentford and Shrewsbury, shall I say. And seeing as we just signed a lad from Brentford, maybe we do play him in this game. We play Tim, we rest our centre-backs. The rest of the team should gradually recover. Justice for Tim and his game time as we do get the win. Illiman and Die. And then an emphatic one in the Cup. I didn't change the team. I do want to go for the Emirates FA Cup. I just feel like after the Sunderland game in the Carabao Cup, we've got to go for a trophy. We owe it to our fans, and it's Leeds in the 5th round. Manchester City still in that one. And Newcastle versus Coventry City means when we lost to Sunderland, Coventry beat Man United, or Man City, sorry. That was the semi-finals. We could have been against Newcastle, tried to beat them, and had Coventry or Nottingham. No offence to them teams, but we should have beaten both of them. In the final, if we were to reach it, as this is going to be one of them Premier League seasons where we are so good, but Manchester City are so good. They could finish on 90 points here. Draws letting us down as Aston Villa. I just feel like with the whole Tyler Dibling scenario, we have got to be playing this game with a fully fit team, raring to go. If he scores against us, I riot. Not having it, Tyler Dibling. Not having it at all. I really liked him when he was here. Then he let us down by making the move. More his agent's choice than his, however. The release clause still was in that contract, and Illing Jr. playing for them. Konza, one of our transfer targets, obviously. He's going to want to keep us out. And there goes Jared Branthwaite. It is Tyler Dibling on the ball. Trufe giving him a piece of his mind with McTominay. He's gone up a rating to an 86 despite being old. Scott McTominay running through the team. He does have Fatawu. He's kind of run out of green space, so he has to go back. And that's a good little run across his body from Ferguson. Gardner lets the team down, and he has been let off the captaincy now. But come on, we're not as good here as we were against Paris, and we even lost to Paris. There is a ball on there to Fatawu. I'm going to try and double bluff it. Going for Leonardo instead, and Tyler Dibling. We need to get a tackle in there. That is a rough one. And I think Trufe just wants to know he's there. Oh no, it's not Trufe, it's Gardner. Maybe that's why we took the captaincy off him, because he'll get sent off. We'll have to change it if he keeps going for Tyler. Tielemans through the middle, however, here. Kamara onto Buendia. I can't believe he is still playing. Buendia with a shot. Easy save, Jordan. Don't give him the last laugh. It's Tyler Dibling across the box or across the field. He gets the ball back again, and that's better from Trufe. Not relying on any sliding tackle. Gardner into Iliman and Dye. We've got to go quick. Leonardo, at least at the back, we look like not conceding at all. Leonardo, that is the wrong pass. Just don't let yourselves down, lads. Iliman and Dye around the corner. Leonardo, he gets the run on of Lewis Ferguson here. He causes problems. For Gauci, finally tested with 13 minutes on the clock. And if I know anything about that goalkeeper, Joe Gauci, he's definitely not a first choice in their goal as the ball goes out to Gardner. Needed to put it either side of him. Really needed to test the keeper, but Fatawu wins the ball back into Leonardo there. McTominay! It's off the post. That was the winner. As not only are we not getting the bragging rights against Tyler Dibling here if we don't win, we're actually giving City another chance to extend that lead, which we don't want, as that's a beautiful win for Fatawu. On to Marcus Leonardo. Leonardo turns out again, straight into danger. He's really been poor. Especially for a 90 rated. I don't care about the next game, Bournemouth. I care about seeing Manchester City's points. Yes, they won. Yes, they extend that lead. Meaning when we play them, it is crucial we get the win against them. But then it's followed up by City, by Arsenal. They're not going to have a run compared to ours. As speaking of runs, Bournemouth leads twice and then potentially the Champions League should pop up, where I do think we will sim our first leg of whoever we get drawn against, because we did finish third in the league phase. Again to City, who finished top. And we get a 2-0 win over Bournemouth. We get a 4-1 over Leeds, who I didn't realise were bottom of this league with 10 men. Now surely they must be struggling for the game 2 days after. However, we will be on fitness, and Gardner cannot play in this one. Almighty chances taken, but I'm still keeping it kind of strong with the Champions League after this game. I'm going to see our opponents. Nathan Collins is captain for us. Yes, it's good that we're going through in this cup, but ultimately, as much as I do want a domestic trophy, this one matters most. We're going to sim Juve today. Juventus, not the easiest games by no imagination, or no stretch of any imagination. Ajax would have rather had. Athletic Club, Lille. No wonder they were so happy, Paris Saint-Germain, to actually beat us. They've drawn a team they should be beating. What's going on? Why is that a penalty win? It's genuinely a long time since that's happened. Now, I don't know if it's got something to do with the 4-1 on penalties or whatever, but it usually did happen previously when I'd sim games by going in to actually sim them, not just simming them on the calendar. Maybe we sim on the calendar for cup games. Anyway, Manchester City is still through, and we have bigger fish to fry. Juventus, we sim the first game, play the second in the Champions League. That team is all ready, so let's go. Please, no stupid glitch for this one. Iliman and Dye got the man in the match. Maybe we do check who we've got in the cup next before going into this one. In QPR, QPR is not bad. FA Cup does look winnable, and I don't want to see their team. I just want to go into the simulation, and it's a 0-0 draw away at the Allianz, so that is good. A couple of yellow cards, and we decided to make no changes. A weird choice, as now we're coming up behind Manchester City, as we are still on for this treble. This month now has 2 cup games and 2 league games.